his supporters kind of know he's lying, right? But they say that he's our guy, and that's why he's lying, and that's why we like it. He's lying for us.
But it's because he has like a very large conservative media sphere to draw from that are all supportive of him as the candidate, so he can do a lot of shows where he's never held accountable. But the left doesn't really have that.
MSNBC?
There's more commitment on the right to like a sycophantic support of the candidate, right? Like when Biden had his pretty bad debate performance, right? If Trump had a performance like that, do you think Fox News or the Daily Wire are like calling, maybe Trump needs to step down as a candidate? That's never, ever happened.
You're saying
I think that would happen. Here's Destiny on the Adam Friedland show. Let's take a look at a different podcast here. Have not checked out Adam Friedland. I kind of like his vibe because I don't know where he's at. He seems like he's on the left, but this segment right here is the Adam Friedland show with Adam Friedland and Stephen Bunnell, a.k.a. Destiny, a.k.a. The Pickle. I'm calling him The Pickle now. I just wish I never knew about that whole situation. But things get interesting in this clip. In just a little bit, Adam Friedland heats up. He pushes back on Destiny. During the discussion, he kind of snuck up on Destiny, kind of went through this good guy, bad guy, good cop, bad cop routine, Adam Friedland going against Destiny, and it's going to talk about Joe Biden's health. Destiny is correct. The MAGA right has become cultish, but Adam Friedland is going to kind of give some sharp takes and sharp pushback here on Destiny. Let's check it out.
that Fox News is like state media.
They're Trump media.
You occupied a position that that he was mentally competent to run for president again?
Like mentally competent and like fast enough to do like the debating stuff, I think are two different things.
We saw him debate Trump 4 years before that.
Do you think that's dementia?
The entire liberal media apparatus was like, well, actually, when you talk to him, he's fine. And I do think the American people felt like, well,
wait. Do you think that? You think after that debate, you think the liberal media apparatus?
No, prior to that even.
Yeah, prior to that, because they'd heard that. But do you think that they were lying about that, or do you think that that's just what they were hearing?
I do think that they lost the faith of the electorate.
I'm not asking. I'm asking. Do you think they lied about it, or do you think they were hearing that and so they reported because they thought it was true?
Destiny, you're not listening. Adam Friedland said here, they're debating about, this is the classic debate about what happened to Biden. When you read history books, 100 years from now, they're going to be discussing it, and we're living it. I mean, we won't be around, but they will discuss, how did Joe Biden stay in power? Why was he not impeached? Why didn't the Democrats push him out earlier? All that's going to be discussed in the history books, depending on who writes the history. But AI, I think, will scour the internet and we'll be able to tell the story more accurately than we have now, say about the Civil War or anything. Imagine if we had AI during the Civil War. That would be so amazing to actually see what would be people, if they had Twitter, what were they talking about during that time, the real story. I don't think we even have the real story. We're not going to get the real story about this time. So Adam Friedland is going at Destiny, and he's saying, Destiny, it's basically, Destiny, it doesn't matter. Destiny wants to say, anytime you say something that's speculative, Destiny jumps on you. So he says, well, if you say, well, I think there were federal, we know there were now, but if I think during January, on that one day, on the 6th, I think there were informants there, undercovers there, or people working for the federal government. Destiny, before it came out, I don't know what his take is now, would say, well, you have no proof of that. You have no proof of that. Obviously, we know, we can deduce that. Anna Friedland saying we can deduce that basically the media wasn't being fully truthful. But that's not the point. What he's saying is, forget about that. It lost, the electorate lost confidence in the journalism, in the media, because we saw Joe Biden wasn't competent. We know Joe Biden wasn't competent. People felt bad that he wasn't competent, but the media propped him up like he was. That's what matters here. Who cares if we know the media was lying or not? Come on, Destiny, let's get to it.
I think people are afraid of Donald Trump winning, maybe.
And the way to be sure that you'd be Donald Trump is a lie about Biden, so when he goes on stage and he has dementia, everybody
the other
thinks
guy's
you're
not
crazy.
retarded. Yeah.
Yeah, but then why wouldn't he have just avoided the debates?
If you want to beat Trump, you should have a guy that's not retarded.
Yeah, but then I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that What I'm saying is conspiracy theories used to be good, but like this one doesn't even make sense.
It's not a conspiracy
It
theory.
is, because you're alleging with no evidence that all of them knew that
evidence
Biden was
is
going
seeing this
to. All of
bastard.
them knew.
You see, this is what Destiny does. Conspiracy theory. I don't feel like I'm not making any conspiracy theory. And for me, the thing that would trigger me is, who cares, Destiny? I don't even want to talk about the conspiracy, whether the media knew and was lying. It was wrong information, and it hurt. As far as if you wanted to see Trump not lose, and these both of them are in that camp. But here's another one. I'm finding out about these people. I've never heard Adam Friedland. You know anything about Adam Friedland? Comment, visit the Discord, and we can have a more extended conversation. Please do comment. I've had some great comments on the After Show Challenge Carnage channel here, and I'm going to maybe do lives or something to kind of flesh out some of these great comments.
Knew that Biden was going to fuck that debate up, but they all said he wouldn't, and then he
not-
had the debate
no,
anyway.
no, that's
This
not what I'm
only works
alleging.
if he doesn't have the debate.
I'm not alleging that. What I'm alleging is that we were told that, yeah, maybe he sounds like shit right now, but behind closed doors,
yeah,
he is-
you're
he
repeating
is-
this. But my question is, do you think they were lying about that, or do you think they genuinely believed it?
I think it's tracked
cares?
as bullshit to everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're still not answering the question, but that's okay. Like from what I perceive, like we're in different
ahead.
worlds, right? That after Biden
Yeah,
had that
we're in New
debate,
York City.
the whole Democratic world fell apart. They were like, he's got to go. We got to get this guy out of here. This is horrible. This is terrible. Donald Trump will never have a response like that in the right-leaning world ever. He lost in 2020. His candidates lost in 2022. His
Sure.
special election picks. He's a loser politically in every sense of the word, but nobody will turn their back on him.
He just won as president.
He did this time, yeah. But
what do
after
you mean?
4 years of like losing elections.
I like this. It's a very cool. He's like, Adam Friedland is kind of laid back. He's like, Destiny, what do you? And he's leaving Destiny room to breathe, to figuratively put the rope around a certain body part and take care of his own business. That's what Adam Friedland's doing. And I started watching the beginning of this. Let me go back. This is a little bit, I wasn't planning on doing this. Listen to get a little bit feel of this Adam Friedland guy, if you don't watch him, how because he has a kind of a laid back, kind of understated, dry, sarcastic humor style. He's going to talk about, hey, I'm having Destiny on, and I'm the real Joe Rogan of the left. Hi.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Adam Friedland Show. As many of you know, we pride ourselves on being the last bastion of free speech in American politics today. Kind
Really?
of like a modern-day Algonquin roundtable.
He reminds me of, what was the name of the dude from Jurassic Park? He always played the scientist, Jeff. I always get his name wrong. Jeff Goldblum? Goldblum. He reminds me of a young Jeff Goldblum. Whatever the hell his name is. The guy who played the Fly, I think he was the Fly. He was the mad scientist in every movie in the 90s. He was dope at it too. He was the one in Jurassic Park. He really helped Jurassic Park like set that movie off to be like the kind of straight and narrow scientist. This guy reminds me of him. Listen to this dry, sarcastic style.
26th of November, I had a discussion with the prominent political thinker Stephen Bennell, aka Destiny. I invited Mr. Bennell on our program because there's been a clamoring for a Joe Rogan of the liberal movement. Both of our names have been mentioned as potential candidates for such an honor, and there can only be one. And as you'll come to see, the answer is me. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I like people who don't try too hard. That's the vibe I get from him. He's like, I'm good at this. I don't even know who he is. And he does very well. Destiny is not a joke to have this type of discussion with. You can say what you want about Destiny, and it's hard to take him serious once those things came out about him. And who really cares? If you're on point, you're on point, regardless of your other life. People talk about Jack Murphy. I've always liked Jack Murphy from his content standpoint. He's a philosopher. I don't care that what he does in his personal life. It had nothing to do with me. But it's still hard, even more than Jack Murphy for me. As bad as what happened, I'm way off the rails right now. But as bad as what happened to Jack Murphy is the guy with the white part in the middle of the beard or whatever. If you don't remember, he used to be on with Tim Pool, and he used to do this. I think part of it was he had this masculine group or something like that. He was in that manosphere, I believe. And then if you're in the manosphere and then you're doing something in your personal life that's the opposite of that, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. But I look at what happened with Destiny for some reason as way worse than Jack Murphy for me, because every time I look at Destiny, it's hard now. But here's no pun intended. But the problem is that Destiny is very smart, very bright. To have this conversation and to be this laid back and destroy, he's destroying Destiny. That's why he started the clip like that. He destroyed Destiny in the most calm, soothing, Jeff Goldblum type of way. Let's bring this back.
Not alleging that. What I'm alleging is that we were told that, yeah, maybe he sounds like shit right now, but behind closed doors,
you're repeating this. But my question is, do you think they were lying about that, or do you think they genuinely believed it?
I think it tracked as bullshit to everyone.
Okay, you're still not answering the question, but that's okay. Like, from what I perceive, like, we're in different worlds, right? That after Biden had that
we're
debate,
in New York City.
the whole
So he just says, hey, we're in New York City.
Democratic world fell apart. They were like, he's got to go. We got to get this guy out of here. This is horrible. This is terrible. Donald Trump will never have a response like that in the right-leaning world, ever. He lost in 2020. His candidates lost in 2022. His special election picks. He's a loser politically in every sense of the word.
So now Adam Friedland's like, yeah, you do have a point there. He lost in 2020, well, allegedly. And 2022, that was the Sam Bankman-Fried election, FTX election, midterm. But then Adam Friedland's like, probably not a good time. He won in 2016 over Hillary, and he just won, so I don't know.
But nobody will turn their back on him.
He just won as president.
He did this time, yeah. But after 4 years of like losing elections, what I'm saying is
we got the apprentice back.
He threw paper towels at Puerto Ricans, and he talked about nuking hurricanes, but he never did the "you're fired" line. That's wild.
Well, he never put Hillary in a fucking dungeon like he promised us. You think I'm a Republican?
No.
I think what the Democratic Party's message these days is pretty much, you can't get health care, but we painted a rainbow crosswalk.
And all those people
Oh
like
my
pre-existing
gosh,
conditions.
I don't know who this dude is. That's fire, man. His dry delivery is fire. I love this. And he's going at the corporate Democrats too.
The "you're fired" line. That's wild.
Well, he never put Hillary in a fucking dungeon like he promised us. You think I'm a Republican?
No.
I think what the Democratic Party's message these days is pretty much, you can't get health care, but we painted a rainbow crosswalk.
And all those people with like pre-existing conditions that can like switch jobs now, they're not enslaved.
I love that line. He's like, I think this is how you boil down the corporate Democrats. Adam Friedland here. I'm a new fan. It reminds me of the Francesca Fiorentini thing. I don't know who she is. Now I'm a fan. He's like, here's how you sum up the corporate Democrats. You can't get health care, but we'll paint a rainbow crosswalk that if any right-wingers do donuts on, we'll go get them and arrest them, and we'll have our party and cheer about it during the special month in the summer that we celebrate. Health care, not so much.
To one company for the rest of their lives because they can't get health insurance. It's the same shit, right? Do you have any chronic conditions?
Big
The standards of living by every measurable thing. I think people's lives have gotten better, but I think we feel a lot based on like what we're being told and like what's in our environment around us. I think this is evidenced by the fact that Donald Trump could go on stage and like, weren't you better off 4 years ago? And everybody's like, yeah. And it's like 4 years ago we were in fucking lockdown.
I'm sorry, this dude is a comedian. He has to be a stand-up comedian. I haven't heard a funny person on the left in a while, except for Francesca Fiorentini. What is going on? Desi said, do you have a pre-existing condition? And without hesitation, I don't know if there was a cut in there. Without hesitation, Adam Friedman's like, yeah, I got a big banana.
Switch jobs now, they're not enslaved to one company for the rest of their lives because they can't get health insurance. It's the same shit, right? Do you have any chronic conditions?
Big
The standards of living by every measurable thing. I think people's lives have gotten better, but I think we feel a lot based on like what we're being told and like what's in our environment around us. I think this is evidenced by the fact that Donald Trump could go on stage and like, weren't you better off 4 years ago? And everybody's like, yeah. And it's like 4 years ago we were in fucking lockdowns and the world was horrible.
I mean, like, there's that statistic about like 50% of Americans can't afford $1,000 emergency.
Yeah, but like those things, like 70% of people live paycheck to pay. Like people, I don't know how I feel about those. Those are weird ones, yeah.
But living paycheck to paycheck is stressful, right?
I'm gonna be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I hate the middle class. When I was poor, okay, middle class people, they spend like they're rich and they LARP like they're poor people. And when I was poor, middle class people always act like they have so much more than they really do. And now that I'm rich, middle class complain like they're working class and they're not.
That's just
I hate them.
That's just a weird perspective.
It's not. It's correct. It's absolutely right. A middle class guy will say shit like, "I live paycheck to paycheck. I can barely afford like the 4th car payment we have when we got our 2nd child a car. Like it's like stressful out here. Like we only went to Disney World twice this year. That's like a middle class like paycheck to paycheck.
That's your personal
complaint.
gripes with people. You should get people more money. The government.
Yeah, but like,
and you should offer a tangible way to do that.
Well, here's the way. So
What in the breaking news? This podcast aired December 12th, or it uploaded on YouTube December 12th. That was 4 days ago as of this recording. Destiny says he hates the middle class. Why does he hate the middle class? Because they want to buy things. Why does he hate the middle class? Because they would like to go on vacations. Why does he hate the middle class? Because they would like to have more than one car.
middle class complain like they're working class and they're not.
That's just
I hate them.
That's just a weird perspective.
It's not. It's correct. It's absolutely right. A middle class guy will say shit like, "I live paycheck to paycheck. I can barely afford like the 4th car payment we have when we got our 2nd child a car. Like it's like stressful out here. Like we only went to Disney World twice this year. That's like a middle class like paycheck to paycheck.
That's your personal
complaint.
gripes with people. You should get people more money. The government.
Yeah, but like,
and you should offer a tangible way to do that.
Well, here's the way. So Kamala Harris's policies were the most tangible way to do that. What are Trump's policies to do that?
What were her policies beyond?
So he says he hates the middle class. This has been a fun episode of After Show Carnage with Adam Friedland. We will check out more of this guy. I don't know what's going on, but hey, Spielberg, if you're going to do another Jurassic Park, I got you, guy.